USC will get the ball first. What a perfect night for football here in Pasadena. 66 degrees at kickoff time. This series dates back to 1929. USC leads it. They've won 5 of the last 7. And tonight, UCLA, USC playing for the victory bell. Last year at the Coliseum, UCLA ambushed the Trojans 62-33 in that game. Lincoln Riley in his first year. What a job he's done, especially in the transfer portal.
Marvelous job, not only going out and getting the players, but then establishing the culture of a winning program, which they have done in quick fashion. On the other side, it's been more of a slow build for UCLA over the 5 years of Chip Kelly. And Gus, that slow build has been better every single year for the Bruins. And now we see this crosstown rivalry, Gus. This is the best matchup that we've seen in this rivalry since at least 2005.
R.J. Lopez ready to send it away for UCLA. Malik Brown is a deep man. Bruins and Trojans, here we go from the Rose Bowl. And that one all the way out of the end zone. That brings on Caleb Williams. Transferred from Oklahoma, came to USC with Lincoln Riley, and he's been putting up some spectacular numbers.
What I love is that he's played his best football when it's meant the most in this season, and he's done it without some of his best weapons on the field. Jordan Addison has been banged up, and yet in the last few weeks, Williams has been absolutely brilliant. He'll need to be more of the same tonight against this UCLA squad.
So without Travis Dye in the lineup at running back, Austin Jones will get the majority of the carries. He's the transfer from Stanford, and on first down, they give it to him straight ahead. And he'll push the pile forward, and he'll gain a yard on the play. Offensively, let's take a look at the Trojans.
Well, they're going to move fast here early, but this offensive line has been excellent. Gus, I expect them to lean on the passing game with Caleb Williams, in particular with those weapons on the outside back like Jordan Addison.
Looks like this is going to be offside. Free play. Caleb Williams underneath, incomplete. But there is a flag on the play.
Offside. Defense number 12 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Defensively, let's take a look at UCLA.
Well, they have struggled against the pass, and that's certainly going to be under a microscope tonight facing this USC team. Their biggest challenge, however, is going to be to try to corral the quarterback, Caleb Williams, who is so good when he gets outside of the pocket, Gus, in particular when his arm strength and accuracy on the run.
Second down and 4 at the 31-yard line. Austin Jones in the backfield. Here comes the blitz. And they'll dump it off. Jones with running room, breaks it across the 40, gets up to the 45, keeps his legs churning, and a nice gain for the Trojans. Blaylock with the tackle, but it's a gain of 14.
I really like what Lincoln Riley is doing here. He is featuring Austin Jones, trying to get him comfortable now with Travis Dye out.
First down and 10 at the 45. Williams again, now will fling it out to the other side. Addison, nice run after the catch. Tracked down Mo Osling, the hard-hitting safety, but a flag.
Yeah, there was a block in the back out there. I believe that was the tight end, Josh Follow, right in front of Addison as he was out there on the left side.
Illegal block in the back, number 83 of the offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Here's Follow, 83, left side of your screen. There's the initial contact, but then watch as he comes back, and there's the contact in the back of the UCLA defender, and that brings it back. This is a defense that is experienced, but also been built through the transfer portal. A lot of experienced players out there, in particular in the secondary. Osling, Blaylock, 7 and 4. They've got to be brilliant tonight.
Malik Brown now comes in for Jones at running back. First down and a long 20 for Caleb Williams. Play fake, pump fake, shovel pass. Brown with room, breaks it back, spins, and gets down as he crosses the 45, a gain of 11.
Yeah, that's one of those just Lincoln Riley specialties, right? It's a little play action, then a pump on the outside like they're going to take a double move, then comes back to the little shovel screen. That's some good stuff.
Second down and 9 at the 46. This time they'll go on the run. It's Malik Brown. And he'll gain 2 yards on the play. Muasau in the middle with the tackle.
And there's a Bruin down, shaken up. Looks like that's number 58, probably Gary Smith.
Gary Smith the third.
Yeah, Gary Smith transferred in from Duke. Thus, he provides that heft in the middle of the defense. 6'2", 320 pounds.
And both these teams very active in the transfer portal for USC. 7 of 11 starters on offense, 26 total.
The way Chip Kelly discussed it with us yesterday is that now college football is not a 3-year cycle anymore. It's a 1-year cycle. This is about team construction rather than team development. And it is this way for everybody out there. You've got to locate the needs on your team and your roster and then address those through the transfer portal. And both of these coaches, Chip Kelly and Lincoln Riley, have done it really well.
3rd down and 7 at the 48-yard line. Opening series for USC. This drive started at the 25. Austin Jones back in. He motions out of the backfield. Lines up as a receiver. Empty set for Caleb Williams. And here's Williams. Steps up in the pocket. Williams breaks. Fires on the move. Caught. Out of bounds. Looks like a first down. Brendan Rice. Toe tapped. And he'll gain 7 on 3rd and 7.
I want you to see the strength right here from Williams as he's going to work away from the rush and then get himself outside of the pocket. Tough to bring him down. And then that's that talent I was speaking of earlier, Gus. The ability to throw the ball accurately on the run. I think he does it as well as anybody in the country, and he does it there for a first down.
Trojans moving the chains. 1st and 10 at the 45. Williams under pressure, delivers to the sideline, caught. Rice again, turns it up, and he'll go down inside the 30. John Humphrey dragged him down, but that's after a gain of 18 yards.
It's a brilliant throw from Williams because he's got to throw that over 33 Bo Calvert, who was dropped into coverage there, and yet he's got to keep it under the corner who was in coverage. There's 33. Calvert was stuck in no man's land, but Williams did a beautiful job of just layering that ball over the defense and then down to Brendan Rice on his chest for another first down.
So far, Williams 4 for 4 to start this game, 49 yards. First down at the UCLA 28. Empty backfield for Williams. Remember, he can run it. Williams underneath and incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended receiver. But Alex Johnson was there defensively for the Bruins.
Johnson did a great job of maintaining that inside leverage. They love to spread out the formation, in particular with Adden in the slot, and then get those inside breaking routes, little slant routes. And UCLA there was ready for it.
8th play of the drive coming up. That started at the USC 25. 2nd and 10. Jones cuts it back, and he'll plow his way forward. Alex Johnson again. Austin Jones gaining 5 yards.
Well, it's such an important run. I know it doesn't look like much, but what it does is it keeps you out of 3rd and obvious. And when you're facing a guy like Latu, number 15 from UCLA, who's now got 8 sacks, the transfer from Washington, you've got to stay out of those obvious passing situations. That little run was able to do it.
Malik Brown back in, 3rd down 5 at the 23. Caleb Williams to throw it. Steps up, underneath, dumps it off. He's got his man, Malik Brown, trying to get the first down. Dang tackling, though, by UCLA. And they will deny him. He needed 5 on 3rd and 5. He got 4. Alex Johnson, first man to him. And now Lincoln Riley has a decision to make.
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a decision. They'll go for this, but Malik Brown is going to have to learn through experience. You got to go dive for the first down right there. As soon as he's near that line, he's got to get himself low to the ground, dive for the chains, the line to gain, and get a first down. He runs sideways, young player, mistake there. Now USC's going to have to go for it on 4th down.
4th down and 1 at the 19. Malik Brown, freshman out of Mater Dei. They had a big win last night. So the Trojans will discuss their situation. 4th down and 1 deep in UCLA territory. Back to Pasadena after this.
The keys for these two teams, for USC, is attack the space on the field with your athletes, in particular with Jordan Addison back and healthy. And for UCLA, you got to protect your own defense with that physical run game and Zach Charbonnet that we'll see coming up.
4th down and 1 at the UCLA 19-yard line. Austin Jones in the backfield. And Caleb Williams tries to run it. Bruins ready for it. They deny him. And USC turns it over on downs. Gabriel Murphy, the twin.
Murphy does a great job of staying outside, and then watch as he just continues to stay active as he's in the backfield. Now he's there with Williams. He misses him the first time, goes back, gets him the second time, and Gabriel Murphy gets a huge stop for the Bruins on the biggest play of that first series. The transfer from North Texas came over with his twin Grayson, and they've been outstanding for this UCLA defense.
And you get the feeling in this game, Joel, field goals are not going to cut it.
I think that's a big reason why Lincoln Riley had to go for it. So just think of that mistake by Rayleigh Brown. He could have dove for the first down, doesn't. Cost him a timeout. Now a failed 4th down attempt. And here's UCLA for their first series.
False start, offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR. What a career he's had with this UCLA squad.
And we've seen him grow up before our eyes. Gus, we were there for the beginning, the origin story of DTR, his first start against Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma and Norman.
Here's Zach Charbonnet. We were there when he played for the University of Michigan. He gains 2 yards on his first carry. Let's take a look at the Bruins on offense.
Well, this offense is a physical run game, and they're going to feature Zach Charbonnet. And Zach Charbonnet is one of the best backs in America, number 24. This guy runs physical. He's fast. He's patient. We did see him, Gus, as a young player at Michigan before he transferred back home here, played his high school ball at Oaks Christian.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson to throw it underneath. He has a receiver close to the first down marker, and they will get it. And that's Charbonnet, very effective receiving out of the backfield defensively. Let's take a look at the Trojans.
Tuli Tuipulotu is one of the best defensive players in America. In fact, he's a finalist for the Nagurski Award. That's the 4 best defensive players in the country. Eric Gentry will give it a try at linebacker number 18, a long player. He's a transfer from Arizona State, but it's all about that front 7 being able to hold up against the run game of the Bruins.
3rd down and 9 at the 22. Here's Dorian Thompson-Robinson looking, throws on the move, incomplete. He had Charbonnet on the wheel route, couldn't get it to him, and that'll bring up 4th down and the punt team.
And Shane Lee, 53, transfer from Alabama. Excellent coverage on that wheel route of Charbonnet. And Charbonnet, that's one of his best assets, is that he is such a good receiver out of the backfield. Not just a big, bruising, physical runner, but catches it so well. That's why he's so attractive, by the way, Gus, for NFL scouts. Charbonnet is going to be one of those guys that's going to have a heck of an NFL career. But right there, Shane Lee, great coverage.
Nicholas Barmira will send it away. He stands inside his own 10-yard line. Michael Jackson is the deep man for the Trojans. Jackson coming up to field it, lets it go over his head, and now it's fielded on the far side. And all the way over the 45-yard line. Michael Jackson, nice return. Here comes Caleb Williams and the Trojans when we return. Series, and take a look at what DTR said he wants to continue to do against his crosstown rival.
Yeah, we want to break 60. He says, obviously, we hate those guys across town. That's what makes these games so good, man. I tell you what, rivalry games are the best. And what makes college football so special.
1st and 10 at the 45. Williams bounces outside, sets, fires deep, has a man. It's caught. Jordan Addison turns it up. big game. Blaylock pushes him out of bounds. But what a throw. Nice catch. Gain of 38 yards.
Well, I told you this offensive line is good, and they're probably underappreciated. Watch the protection that Caleb Williams has all day to throw. UCLA tried to drop basically 8 into coverage, but Addison found the weak spot all the way across the field. That's a big completion for the Trojans.
Caleb Williams looks so relaxed in the pocket, almost nonchalant at times. The protection is so good. 1st and 10. And here's a handoff to Jones. And he'll rumble forward. Gains 3 yards, gets to the 15.
Well, now, this section of the field, as I prepare for this game and I watch Lincoln Riley's offense, and there's another Bruin down actually on the far side on that 15-yard line. So I'll have to take a look at this. Remember, we've already seen one defensive lineman out. Now it's Jay Toia down, and we'll be right back here in Pasadena.
With 7:50 to play in the first, Jay Toia, who transferred from USC, by the way.
He actually graduated high school early and went and played spring ball in the spring of 2021 at USC, then transferred out. So he never actually was at USC for a fall season. But of course, those guys are going to know him, and the USC team, again, Gus, these, you know, if we could pan out just a little bit, look at all the USC players looking over a guy that they were teammates with and brothers with, and they're worried about him. We've seen scenes like this week after week. The brotherhood of the sport of football, not just the school that you play for, but the brotherhood of this sport is strong, and evidence right here. Look at that, getting dapped up on his way to the sideline. Good to see him moving under his own power here.
Let's go downstairs to Allison.
Well, not only is this UCLA defense now without a couple of key players, but keep in mind, guys, they're also without their defensive coordinator. Bill McGovern is now missing his 4th game with an illness. Now, Clancy Pendergast was here as a defensive analyst, longtime NFL and college coach, so he's kind of slid into that spot in the coach's booth for McGovern. But Chip Kelly told me before the game, this defense right now, when it comes to calling it, is, quote, a collaborative effort.
And we spent a lot of time with Coach Pendergast.
Yeah, when he was the defensive coordinator at USC. You know, so, I mean, I tell you what, this sport is a small world. And there you see Latu. Latu was actually banged up at one point during the course of that first series. Now back on the field. He's the transfer from Washington that presents a lot of problems for the offense as far as pass rush goes. He's going to be on the far side of your screen there. Stood up as a defensive end.
USC 4 plays of 10+ yards already, all via the pass. 2nd down and 7. Caleb Williams backpedaling off his back foot. That one incomplete, thrown high, as Kyle Ford was the closest man to the football. He's a big receiver at 6'3".
Well, they were trying to post him up there near the goal line, and now Lincoln Riley, another one of these important 3rd downs in the red zone. Caleb Williams wanting the call right now, and this is one thing that Caleb Williams will struggle with at times, Gus, is body language, and he's starting to get a little frustrated after that first series. Now wants to play a little bit quicker. You could see him hang his head there, but he's going to have to sit in the pocket and make a strong throw here on 3rd down.
3rd down and 7. Can the Bruins turn him away again? From the 15. Play clock winding down. They get it off. Williams underneath. No, they don't get it off.
Prior to the delay game, 2nd timeout USC.
Oh, this is crazy. Lincoln Riley saying, I didn't call a timeout. We snapped it at 1. He doesn't want the timeout, saying that he didn't call it, but they're going to award it to him anyways.
Well, that's a 2nd one here in the 1st quarter.
Well, listen, he can't say he didn't call a timeout. There it's right in front of the official, but the official didn't award it right away. Now, he's yelling about like, hey, I didn't call it.
Are you going to believe me or your lying eyes?
Well, 2nd charge timeout for USC. And didn't need it because they snapped it in time right there. And Caleb Williams thought he had some free receivers there on that left side. Here's the play clock as Lincoln's up at the top, and it looks like he kind of wipes that timeout. That they'll give you a beat at 0. So Lincoln waves his hands right at 0. The snap happens basically right at 0, and now I can only imagine that it's just sheer frustration that he's yelling at the official.
USC in their last game, they beat Colorado 55-17 last Friday at the Coliseum. Caleb Williams 3 touchdown passes, and he ran for 2 others. 3rd down and 7 at the 15-yard line. Empty set. Here's Williams to throw it. Lofts it in the corner, incomplete. Brendan Rice got turned around, covered by Jalen Davies, and that brings up 4th down, and the Trojans will attempt a field goal.
Well, Rice is 6'3", 205 pounds. Davies only 5'11", 180. So USC trying to play the mismatch there and go with the one-on-one out to the far side. And it looked like Rice just got caught up too much in trying to create separation there and never got turned around. That ball just way too far outside for him to go get.
So Dennis Lynch comes in to attempt a 32-yarder. And he just shanked this one. UCLA turns away the Trojans once again. 7:22 to play in the first quarter. Lincoln Riley's offense moving the ball, but no points. This one, not even close. Coming up, the Bruins win the football. Riley and Chip Kelly leading these 2 legendary programs out of the dumpster. 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line for Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Robinson steps up in the pocket, throws on the run, incomplete. Jake Bobo, the Duke transfer, the intended receiver, Max Williams, knocks it out of his hands.
Boy, and they target Bobo so frequently over the middle of the field, just like that. Little drag routes, he'll run little inside breaking routes right at the hash mark. And it's been something that have been very effective for UCLA during the course of the season.
Bobo spent his first 4 years with Duke. Meanwhile, Charbonnet trying to get on track. He runs it, not a lot of room. A 1-yard gain on the play. Bullock defensively for USC.
Well, so far USC in the few snaps in this ball game, they're going to just play single coverage against these wide receivers, and these safeties are flying down hard to try to get into the run action and stop Zach Charbonnet. And you can see you got these 3 defensive backs. They're basically locked up on those wide receivers.
Thompson-Robinson guns it. This time he'll get a 1st down. Jake Bobo found a soft spot, and Bobo picks up 13 yards.
Well, this is exactly what I was talking about. Those little hook routes, inside breaking routes right at the hash. It's an easy completion.
Last week against Arizona, 5 catches, 61 yards for Bobo. Thompson-Robinson with a karate kick as he gets the 1st down. Wow. 11-yard gain. Blackman, McCutcheon defensively for the Trojans.
He got up and had some words for that USC bench. He went all Daniel LaRusso right here. Look at this. This is a little karate kid. Cobra Kai.
And Charbonnet dragging defenders. Zach Charbonnet. The senior, and the NFL scouts are salivating over this young man. He gains 8.
Terrific player, probably even better person, but he can seriously tote the rock.
2nd down and 2. Charbonnet straight ahead looking for the 1st down, and he has it. Zach Charbonnet, what a game last week in their loss to Arizona. 24 carries, 181 yards, 3 touchdowns, 9 catches, 38 yards. And I think that's what they're really impressed with him up in the big league.
Yeah, it's his completeness, you know, his ability to run inside, outside, run with patience, run with burst, catch it out of the backfield, catch it down the field, and then Gus also pass protect. He's terrific in that area as well.
Keegan Jones comes in to replace him. 1st down and 10. High snap, handle. Jones cuts it inside. And Keegan Jones moving the football. 4-yard gain. Solomon Byrd Sticks it. UCLA playing quickly now. Another handoff. Jones trying to get around the same corner. Does. Will lead forward about 2.5, maybe 3 yards short of the first.
You know, the pressure that Chip Kelly puts on you as a defense is the fact that you get into this position on the field, you're going to have to defend 4 plays. And so right now, Chip Kelly is thinking to himself, I got 2 snaps to gain 2 yards. And in his mind, those are great odds, in particular with the way that their offensive line has been playing and the back that they have at 220 pounds.
Chip Kelly, philosopher, innovator. He has developed this program. Right now, they still have a Pac-12 championship in their sights. 3rd down and 2 at the 36. Charbonnet gets downhill. Zach Charbonnet, 1st down, Bruins. Tuipulotu with the tackle, but he had to hop on and take a ride. 6-yard gain and a flag.
Well, look at the patience from Charbonnet here as he's going to come over to his right side, and then he's going to wait and then find the lane. And once he finds the lane, then he shows you the burst. Again, this guy has everything in the tool bag. And those instincts are going to pay huge dividends, not only tonight, but in the future as well.
6 straight runs for UCLA. 10th play of the drive that started at the Bruins 14. Charbonnet back in. 1st down. Dorian Thompson-Robinson with the run, dives forward. He almost slipped free, and he knows it. Gain 5. Tafoe with the ankle tackle.
I just love the quick tempo from UCLA here. They're just not allowing USC to catch their breath at all.
2nd and 5. Charbonnet breaks tackle. Charbonnet lowers the boom. And he'll dive forward. Bryson Shaw with the stick. And another flag coming up, but that one a gain of 7.
Personal foul face mask on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
Here's Charbonnet breaking through the line of scrimmage. That's Tuipulotu, who got a little bit of that face mask, turned his helmet, flag came out, and now UCLA is cooking inside the 10-yard line. Tell you what, an impressive drive, and it's really the straw that stirs the drink, as you can tell, is Zach Charbonnet. It's the offensive line. It's the physical run game. And as that has gotten going, UCLA just marching down the field.
11 plays on this drive. 9 of those plays runs. 1st down, goal at the 9-yard line. Underneath, caught Bobo. And Jake Bobo down at the 5-yard gain.
A nice collision and concentration through the collision. Sierra Wright was in coverage there.
Bruins quickly to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and goal. Near side, ball caught. Close to the touchdown. Let's see. Cam Brown. And he will be downed inside the 1-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and goal of the 1.
That is a heck of a tackle from Kalen Bullock, the safety. Watch, he's going to come in and just get him down short of the goal line as his butt hits right before he's able to cross the goal line.
Cam Brown, redshirt junior from Texas. 3rd down, goal at the 1. T formation, quarterback sneak, touchdown, UCLA. Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Eighth rushing touchdown of the season for DTR.
Well, you're going to get help from the backfield here. Great job by the offensive line. He probably is not going to need it, but as he got stoned initially right before the goal line, here comes the cavalry in the form of Zach Charbonnet and all those backs in the backfield pushing that mass of UCLA Bruins into the end zone.
Barmira comes in for the extra point, and it's good. 16th ranked UCLA taking the 7-0 lead. Dorian Thompson-Robinson with the rushing touchdown as the Bruins go 14 plays, covering 80 yards. They score in 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
I'll tell you, that was what I would just call is a statement drive from the Bruins with the number of run plays, the physicality of that back, Zach Charbonnet. Chip Kelly understanding that, okay, we got those 2 stops. UCLA was in our red zone twice. They got no points out of it. And he said, we need to get back to what made us great this year. And they went right down the field with that run game and did an excellent job up front.
Last week, UCLA losing to Arizona 34-28 here at the Rose Bowl.
There's Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator for USC. This is a defense that has been, well, Gus, I mean, heavily criticized, right? I mean, everyone talks about USC having a great offense, great quarterback, but the Achilles heel being this defense, and they certainly give up a lot of yards, but what they have done is gotten takeaways this season. They've done a great job getting takeaways. Those have dried up a bit of late, and because of that, they've given up a lot of points.
So they send it away. Raleek Brown. They filled it inside the 5. Gets across the 20, all the way up to the 30-yard line before being brought down. The 2022 FIFA World Cup begins tomorrow, and on Monday, Christian Pulisic and Team USA play their long-awaited opener against Wales. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox, and you could win $1 million. Fill out your World Cup bracket right now at foxsports.com/bracket and play for free. What they're saying about the USA team this year, they've got speed, Joel. A lot of, or they, as they say in soccer, they play with
Illegal
pace.
substitution on the offense. Number 0 is in formation, making it 12. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Boy, it's been sloppy so far for USC. Lots of miscues. Should have had a first down here in their initial series. Raleek Brown doesn't dive forward. They end up getting stuffed on 4th down right here as Williams tries to go for it. Then on the next series, trying to get points on the board with this field goal. Bad snap, botched kick. No points in those 2 red zone possessions.
So first down and 15 for the Trojans. At the 25, Caleb Williams surveying over the middle, and this one is caught. This time, Michael Jackson, the 3rd, the sophomore from Vegas. He'll gain 13.
The Ram Power Players brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve, and it is Caleb Williams. You see him get the time right there, Gus. 5 total TDs in each of those last 4 games.
Williams to throw it again, over the middle again, intercepted. Madreno down at the 30. Kane Madreno just stepped in, and he was all alone.
Williams never saw him. He's going to drop from this linebacker spot right here. And then as Williams drops back, he's got all the time in the world. And he's trying to hit the crossing route deep over the middle. Never sees Madreno, who walks into that interception. And the Bruins are now in business at their own 30-yard line. That's an easy interception for Kane Madreno. Just dropped into his zone, and the quarterback put it right in his lap.
Lincoln Riley having a conversation with Caleb Williams. That's Williams' 3rd interception of the season. The Trojans have not allowed any points off turnovers this entire year. Caleb Williams has been extremely efficient with the football, but a first down at the 30-yard line for UCLA. Bobo in motion, play fake. Dorian Thompson-Robinson looks backside, wide open, touchdown Bruins. Ezekiel all alone for the 30-yard score.
Love the play call from Chip Kelly. Watch the tight end Ezekiel right here. He's going to get play action side and then just sweep all the way back. So there's the roll to the left. The defense lets him go, and DTR is able to spin around and throw it to a wide open tight end. And there Ezekiel walks into the end zone. You get a turnover, and boom, here he comes. And there are the first points off USC turnovers all season long.
Extra point good for Barmera. Dorian Thompson-Robinson putting it on a dime. And UCLA takes a 14-0 lead over SC. I
tell you, USC is all out of sorts. They've been frustrated. Caleb Williams has had some poor body language at times there. Just didn't see Madreno at all. But I love the play call. You get a turnover like that in plus territory at the 30-yard line, and every play caller, Gus, has, I would say, between 4 and 8 plays that they just feel like these are my touchdown calls, right? If I get into the right spot on the field in the right situation, I'm dialing one of these up. We're not building ourselves into this. We're just going to dial it up. It's a scheme. We're going to try to get someone wide open, and that's exactly the situation that Chip Kelly had. He calls it, and it works out, and boom, it's 14-0 Bruins.
DTR's 21st touchdown pass of the season.
I just loved his disposition yesterday when we were talking to him. We saw him for his very first start. And Gus, all I can say is at that point, he was a kid. And yesterday we sat down with a man, and he was at peace with himself, and he was laser focused on this game and his performance in this game.
The Pac-12 has been competitive from top to bottom this year. Early in the season, SC took down Oregon State just to get swallowed up by Utah, who already had a loss to UCLA. Last week, Oregon and UCLA were consumed by Washington and Arizona, leaving the Pac-12 alone in the Power 5 without a team perfect in conference play. Will that sink their chances at sending a team to the college football playoff is the big question. 14 points in the last 42 seconds for UCLA. 1st and 10 for SC. And they'll dump it off short. This time it's Rice who turned it up. And Rice will pick up a first down. Mo Osling with the tackle.
You know, what's interesting is normally you come off of a turnover, you want to establish the run game, get it to someone that's really reliable, like Travis Dye. This is when you miss Travis Dye the most if you're USC.
First down to the 35. And again, they'll sling it out. This time, Taj Washington. Out of bounds close to the 40-yard line. And that's a 4-yard pickup.
And Lincoln Riley does this as well as anybody. So he understands the situation, what his team need, what his players need. So what has he gone? He's gone right back to their bread and butter. Just those little RPOs. Caleb Williams can hand it off to Austin Jones. He can flip it out to guys like Taj Washington. Give him easy reads and easy completions.
2nd down and 5 of the 40. Austin Jones looking for that first down. Leans forward, dragging people with him. And it should be a first. Closing moments of the first quarter. 1st down and 10 now. From the 45-yard line. Taj Washington switches sides. He's in the slot at the top of your screen. Caleb Williams, play action, deep drop, steps up, looking. Williams now will turn on the Jets and get out of bounds at the 35.
Well, there's not a more dangerous quarterback on the run, and I'm talking about as a thrower.
And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter with the score: UCLA 14, USC nothing. Back for the second right after this. As we start the second quarter. USC faced with a 1st down and 10 at the 36, Joel. The Trojans have been able to move the football, but they've come up with no points.
Yeah, and it's been those mistakes that have been now the story of the game. And credit UCLA's defense for that 4th down stop, but certainly USC not firing on all cylinders.
First down from the 36. Williams under major pressure. Somehow dumped it off to Brown, and Raleek Brown gains 12 yards. This young man has a burst. Musa with the tackle.
Doesn't he, though? I was just going to say, man, he can get up and go. USC, 2 red zone trips, no points, a turnover already. They had the fewest turnovers in college football coming in, and then 7 points allowed. We had not seen any points allowed off of those turnovers. So that's what's been going on for the Trojans here in the first quarter.
First down at the UCLA 24.
Here's Caleb Williams. Looking. Williams now dances out of the pocket, dumps it, and out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Terrell Bynum with the catch.
Gus, I tell you, it's easier said than done, but they've got to do a better job of keeping Caleb Williams in the pocket. I keep saying this. He's as dangerous as any quarterback out there in the country when he breaks contain, not only because he can hurt you with his legs, but it's his ability to throw it on the run. They've got to be more disciplined in their rush lanes and try to keep him in the middle of that pocket.
2nd and 5 at the 19. Williams hands it off. Brown with a burst. Malik Brown close to that first down marker, gain for Madrano with the tackle. But when you look at Caleb Williams, Joel, he has so much time when he drops back to pass.
I know it. That offensive line, that's one of the reasons why they're a semifinalist for the Joe Moore Award, the top offensive line in the country. And this is a group of guys that they weren't really transfers. You know, Haskins, the left tackle, yes, he was a transfer, although Mason Murphy gets a lot of time in there at left tackle as well.
Third red zone trip for USC. 3rd and 1 at the 15-yard line. Austin Jones back in the game. And they'll give it to him, first down and more as he treks down inside the UCLA 10 for a gain of 6.
Critical series. They've got to punch this into the end zone. They cannot settle for a field goal after what we've seen so far in the red zone from USC. 2 trips, 0 points. They've got to get this in the end zone, in particular with this 14-0 deficit. Great look from the cam there, right at you in the short yardage as Austin Jones moves the chains.
1st and goal at the 9. Jones. And Jones grabbed from behind. Madrano will bring him backwards, but his forward progress should give him about 3 yards.
This is when matchups are so important. You've got some size on the field. Kyle Ford, we saw him try to throw a little bit of a jump ball too. He's 81. He's on the field near side. You've got Addison and Taj Washington up there. And now Addison will leave the game. They'll go big on the outside. Rice comes in the game, as well as Malcolm Epps. Epps is a 6'6", 250-pound tight end. He'll be in the inside of that 3-receiver set.
Trips at the top of your screen. Here's Caleb Williams. He'll run it. Williams looking. Touchdown, Trojans. Caleb Williams.
Design quarterback draw. Watch 62, Brett Nealon, the center, as well as the back 6, Austin Jones. Right now, they're going to release, and they're going to go up, and they're going to get the blocks at the goal line necessary for Williams to just sneak in past the goal line. Excellent call from Lincoln Riley when he got a quarterback with those instincts, 6'1", 215 pounds. It's a great call and a touchdown for the Trojans.
7th rushing touchdown of the season for Caleb Williams. Dennis Lynch with the extra point. USC finally on the board. Caleb Williams using his legs and his strength to power into the end zone. 14-7. Bruins.
7 for UCLA. But really, Gus, it's been about the mistakes that USC made early in the red zone, then the turnover, and then UCLA's ability to capitalize on that turnover, and that's why the Bruins have that 14-7 lead.
I told you, we have stars in this game at the quarterback position. Caleb Williams, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, each with a rushing touchdown. Obviously, Robinson also with the passing touchdown, as USC went 10 plays covering 75 yards. Eating up almost 5 minutes. Here's Allen bringing it out of the end zone, and he'll get to the 20. So Dorian Thompson-Robinson back on the field. We talked to him yesterday, folks. And Joel, he alluded to the fact that we called his first start ever.
That's right.
And he's really developed into just such a strong, positive, educated young man who has such a bright future. He stayed an additional year, and that decision may really help him a lot when the draft comes this year.
Well, think about what's happened in the NFL this year, right? Like the Eagles, the Bears, the different styles of offense and quarterback that are being successful. That's going to help him.
Well, first down, Robinson. Thompson-Robinson with the throw and the catch made by Cam Brown.
That's a great example, Gus. Did you see him get through his progression? 1, 2, 3. That's experience. That's development. That's what we didn't see 46 starts ago. You see it now.
Thompson Robinson to the sideline again. I'll tell you, when I look at him play, we had Jalen Hurts when he was at Oklahoma. I feel that he is in the same mold as Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Hurts is a little bigger, but I do think DTR could put and carry about 10 more pounds pretty easily, and that would put him right in that Jalen Hurts mold. But this guy has command of the offense, and I love his leadership qualities. He's clearly a mobile guy outside, but it's more than that, Gus. His command of the offense, his intelligence on the football field is what really separates him.
Charbonnet, he'll be playing on Sunday next year. Max Williams with the tackle.
I would say another thing about DTR. He's making decisions on every single snap, run game or pass game.
Charbonnet, the pistol back.
I do not like that. False start offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It was Antonio Mafi, the left guard, 56. He's been really good this year. He trimmed down. You ready for this? You know what he trimmed down to?
No, what did he trim down to?
340. Nimble. The nimble man at left guard. But he's been really good for them. Just got a little early start there.
First down at 15 at the 49. Here's a handoff. Charbonnet. Patience. Charbonnet. He'll get to the SC 45, and that's another thing they like about Zach. Just patience running the ball.
Well, and I'm sure people at home are like, why does everybody talk about patience from the running back? It allows the line to get to the second level, to block the linebackers. And UCLA does a really good job of that with their guards and center.
Second down and 11 at the 45. Charbonnet again spins, and Shane Lee right there to gobble him up after a gain of 2.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Watch the center get up right away. Now this is a nice job by the defense. Look how they looped back in, but that's that second level block. But did you see those ends? They collapsed in, they folded inside to stop that interior run game. Excellent scheme from Alex Grinch, and it presents an obvious passing situation.
Third down and 9. Maybe 4-down territory for UCLA. Keegan Jones replaces Charbonnet.
Now watch out for this guy up top. Tuli Pelotu leads the country in sacks.
DTR in trouble. Throws on the move and incomplete. Cam Brown couldn't haul it in. That brings up 4th down. And now let's see, is it the field goal or it's the punt team coming on the field?
Yeah, they just didn't gain enough yards. You know, if this is 4th and 4, 4th and 3, Chip probably goes for it. And I thought for a moment DTR could have run that one, but you know who was closing in, who had folded back in the interior? It was Tuli Pelotu, number 49. He was there if DTR wanted to take off.
Nicholas Barmira punting from his own 43-yard line. End over end kick. Takes a bounce and downed at the 1-yard line. Wow, what a kick for Nicholas Barmira. Young man from Gardena, California. Pins him deep here in beautiful Los Angeles, California. 14-7. Bruins on top of the Trojans.
Right? I mean, like, let's call a spade a spade. UCLA, yes, they can get to the Pac-12 championship, but USC has legitimate path to the college football playoff. Down 7, second quarter, rivalry game in November. I mean, this is what it's all about.
They'll play with the long field here, 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. Here comes a blitz. Caleb Williams from the back of his own end zone. Out wide, caught. Nicely done. Jordan Addison running terrific routes here in the first half. Gains 15.
I mean, right when Williams heads backwards, and he was a former teammate, so it's not a shot. I was like, don't Dan Orlovsky it. He's got close to that back line of the end zone. My goodness. But Williams, great patience, steps up, boom, and he finds Addison out there on the sideline.
Addison, 2-time All-American, came to USC this year from Pitt. first down. They'll run it this time. Austin Jones. And Austin Jones, the Stanford transfer, gains 8. He said he wanted to come to USC to have fun, period.
That
was it, yeah.
All right, well, hey. Are you not entertained, Austin Jones?
Second down and 2 at the 24. Play fake. Williams guns it up the sideline. Caught. What a throw. Addison down the sideline, out of bounds. He put that one on the money. Blaylock ushers him out of bounds after a gain of 55. A double nickel for Caleb Williams.
Big time throw. Big. I mean, huge. Down the sideline, whole shot, driven. That was phenomenal.
Now Jones running it, skips forward.
Look at this. Over the outstretched arm of John Humphrey. Waffles right into Jordan Addison on the sideline. That was an unbelievable throw.
Addison with 3 100-yard games this season.
You like waffles, guys?
I love waffles, baby. Second down and 9 at the 27. Caleb Williams in trouble. Williams, and he'll go down. Great pressure from the outside. Latu, Jacob Sykes as well, the Harvard transfer.
I think the key is actually Sykes on the interior, right? You get the rush from Latu, but Williams can step up from that. It's the key of Sykes to push the inside of the pocket right into the lap of the quarterback. That's the type of rush I'm talking about. He can't go anywhere. He can't get loose. Terrific job by Sykes.
Third down and 14 at the 31. Williams, short pass this time. Addison trying to earn some yards after the catch, and he'll be taken down quickly after only a 4-yard gain. Latu again.
This play is designed to try to get 8, maybe 10 yards and present a shorter fourth down opportunity, but because he only gets 5, gets a little bit of it back. Now they'll go back out for the field goal. Remember, last time out, bad snap, bad hold, and a shanked kick.
So Dennis Lynch, good from 32. This one from 45. Exactly, he missed it from 32. This one from 45, and it's perfect. So the Trojans take the 3 points. 5:45 to go in the second. 14-10, our score.
For TCU, that was an incredible last minute. Max Duggan gets him in field goal range, and sure enough, they get the win.
Short kick, fielded. 14-10. Our score here in Pasadena. Lincoln Riley's team down. They've had major opportunities. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt, and first of all, it's just great to be out here in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
At night. We haven't called a game at night in a while, have we?
Well, we've been early risers, but one of the great rivalries in all college sports, especially on the football field.
Well, and what I love is that we're starting to see these quarterbacks in particular make some serious plays. And DTR on that last drive was able to make some plays, and here we go with Zach Charbonnet.
Charbonnet with a first down and more. Zach Charbonnet will go down inside USC territory. What a terrific player. Zach Charbonnet.
Watch him as he goes into the interior and then bounces out to the outside. And how about the quarterback DTR? You think he doesn't want to win this game? I tell you what, man, this guy lives and breathes this matchup, and he's been terrific against the USC Trojans.
He'll throw it this time up the seam route for Bobo. Incomplete. Good coverage by Mekhi Blackman. Let's go downstairs to Al.
Gus, Chip Kelly went over and talked to that offensive line multiple times when they were here on the sideline, trying to challenge those guys to be better up front. He said in part, you guys got to start communicating. They're not lining up in anything that should be challenging. You guys have to step up front.
Second down and 10 at the 44. Sideline route caught. Cam Brown out of bounds, and a flag on the play in front of Blackman.
I thought Blackman maybe grabbed that face mask.
Face mask, defense number 6. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
I'll tell you, this offense is feeling the rhythm now. Cam Brown, easy little completion in front of the corner, and then Cam Brown goes up there, just grabs any opening in the helmet and turn the head. You're going to get the flag, and it comes out right away, right in front of that UCLA bench.
Just find it very interesting, Chip Kelly and Lincoln Riley, Joel. Once upon a time, Chip Kelly was the young, innovative, offensive mind. Now, it's Lincoln Riley.
Chip's pretty innovative still himself, you know.
Here's DTR with the sprint out, delivers on the move, caught a first down for the Bruins. Jake Bobo will make that Casimir Allen with the reception, number 19, not number 9.
Allen, by the way, was out last week against Arizona. I think that really affected them because he gives them some serious juice on the outside and really forces the defense to spread out. They didn't have that against Arizona. They end up losing the game. But how about how efficient DTR has been so far tonight?
First down and goal from the 4. Thompson Robinson with the quarterback sneak. Did he get in? He did not, but close. 3-yard gain.
That's that motion that Oregon loves to use on that quarterback sneak. Charbonnet looks like he's going in motion, now coming back in kind of a jet-style motion, and then he just snaps the ball right when he's behind DTR and tries to give him that push over the goal line. I wouldn't be shocked if they try it again here.
Second down and goal at the 1, up 14-10. Does it come from the opposite side? Yes. Quarterback sneak, touchdown, UCLA. Second rushing touchdown of the night for Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Well, 2 plays in a row, they just use a different motion man. Here you're going to bring the motion right around, across, and then boom. You're going to get the push from Jake Bobo. He's 6'5", 215 pounds. There's the push behind the quarterback. That's the new style, the innovative style of quarterback sneak, getting that push. As soon as that became legal, offensive coaches now have exposed that rule. And here you go. You get that motion and a nice push, and it's a touchdown.
Extra point up and good. 21-10 UCLA. Dorian Thompson Robinson and that offensive line getting a push. Trojans don't like what they see. Bruins celebrating on their home. Urged by Chip Kelly, Joel, to leave last year and go to the NFL.
Yeah, and that's not normally what you hear from coaches, right? You know, the coaches are normally encouraging their guy to stay and get more experience, but Chip's point was pretty astute, I feel like, and that's that he felt like there are job openings in the National Football League because of teams moving towards the quarterbacks that are more mobile, more aggressive with their legs. And then now, Gus, what they need is a backup, because right now they don't have enough of those style of quarterbacks in the league. And so if you do get your starter hurt, you got to change offenses to somebody that's a pocket passer.
And you look at some of the quarterbacks in the NFL, Justin Fields, Jaylen Brown. Need to be great backups to all of those quarterbacks. Next week, folks, the big one. Start Saturday strong with college football's greatest rivalry. Number 3 Michigan faces number 2 Ohio State, 2 of the most dominant teams in the country, with their national championship hopes on the line against their greatest enemy. It all starts at 9 a.m. Eastern with the special 3-hour edition of Big Noon Kickoff live from the Horseshoe. Then it's Michigan versus Ohio State at noon Eastern on Fox. First down and 10 at the 21. But this game, USC, UCLA, also one of the great rivalries in college football. Austin Jones in the backfield with Caleb Williams. Here's Williams underneath, broken up and incomplete. Intended for follow. But that one redirected and sent down by Vaughns.
Trying to get that easy completion. I felt like it got through and Follow just dropped it. I know the coverage was tight there, but important series here for USC, because that defense for the Trojans You know, they have not done anything outside of that first series where they stopped UCLA 3 and out. You know, UCLA has been able to go right down the field. So an important moment here, the tail end of the second quarter.
2nd and 10 to the 21. 3:37 to play here in the first half. Williams under all kinds of pressure. Now scrambles, throws on the move, caught. What a catch. Ford down the sideline and out of bounds at the 30. Kyle Ford. Stephen Blaylock knocks him out of play, but that's a 47-yard gain.
I just can't tell you how difficult this throw is. Running to his left, and he just turns and throws an absolute bullet. That is unbelievable. Kyle Ford, it's on the money, and it's first down Trojans. Gus, you're not supposed to do that. That is just exquisite talent from Caleb Williams. You talk about arm talent. That's incredible stuff right there. He's got no foundation to do that, and just flips his body in the air and just throws an absolute laser beam.
We'll throw it again, this time to Ford on the sideline, and he'll go out of bounds close to the 20-yard line.
That's why it's so important for UCLA to keep him in the pocket, right? And I know it's difficult, but every time he breaks contain, that's the threat that he has. His ability to just unleash that arm talent down the field, eyes up, and create a big play for his offense. It's imperative that this defensive line keeps him hemmed in so that he cannot do that.
2nd down and 2 at the 22. Free play here for Williams. Flag thrown up and incomplete. Kyle Ford again. Caleb Williams really looking for the big fella. He's 6'3", 220.
Defense number 21 was in the neutral zone at the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's John Vaughns.
That play results in a first down.
They were trying to get that pressure, the blitz, right in the middle of that offensive line. And Vaughns just over into the neutral zone, and Williams very alertly takes the shot down the field.
1st down and 10 at the 17. Closing moments of the first half. Here's a handoff to Jones, and Jones with a big hole. Madrano finally with the tackle. It'll get down inside the 10. Both these offensive lines, partner, firing off the football.
Yeah, and this USC offensive line, they have been so good for the Trojans all year long. You got to give a lot of credit to guys like Andrew Voorhees, the left guard, Brett Neal in the center, Justin Dedich, the right guard. Dedich, they talk about his leadership and how he was instrumental in helping Lincoln Riley build this culture and change it right away into a winning culture.
2nd down and 1 at the 8. Jones again. Touchdown Trojans. Austin Jones. 8-yard score. And we've got a 21-16 game with 1:42 to go in the second.
That's the answer they needed. I said it at the beginning of the drive. You know, this, with the way that these defenses have played this year, this had the kind of smelled like a shootout before the game, didn't it, Gus? And those mistakes early for USC, they didn't get those red zone touchdowns, but now already 334 total yards to just under 200 for UCLA.
Extra point good. SC they go on a 5-play, 79-yard drive, and the Trojans score in 1:59 to make it a 21-17 affair.
Well, I want you to just see how sometimes man coverage can hurt you, because right here you're going to get a little bit of a back move, and then the tight end is going to motion out, and now the man coverage from the safety comes down and he frees up, so there's no second level player. You know, down near the goal line, you're trying to match up, and what's the best way to do that? But because of that little adjustment, Travis Dye knows that adjustment is going to create some confusion for the defense. That's exactly what Blaylock is saying. He's like, whose man is that? Because he goes across with the tight end, and then no second level player, and Austin Jones walks into the end zone. Credit the big guys up front because they got the blocks necessary down at the defensive line. But Gus, the movement is what created the opening at the second level.
Austin Jones, 5'10", 195 pounds, out of Antioch, California. Remember, we told you he was the Stanford transfer. As you take a look at the scoring drive, Williams on the drive, 2 of 3, 57 yards. And they're bouncing on that USC sideline. And a minute and 42 to go. Casimir Allen, the deep man. And he has it. A fair catch.
Well, now this is a huge opportunity for UCLA. Gus, minute 42 in the second quarter. They got 3 timeouts left. That's a lot of time, and they're going to receive the second half kick. You're up 21-17. This is a huge opportunity to milk the clock, maybe go get a score, and come back with your offense immediately in that first possession of the third quarter. So this is a huge moment in the game right here, and on the hands of DTR.
See if he can lead him down the field. 1st and 10 at the 25. DTR avoiding pressure, lets it go, incomplete. Bobo again, the target. Nice defense by Bryson Shaw, who was in his hip pocket.
Bryson Shaw transferred in from Ohio State. They try to run a little delay, and I think he gets away with that right arm. Look as he hooks the right arm of Bobo so he can't go up. And DTR took a little bit of a hit there late in the pocket as he was trying to manipulate and get free to make that throw down the field. And I think that
the previous play is under review for potential targeting.
that's what's interesting here. So I believe that was Tafo'o, 47, if I'm not mistaken, that came in with the hit on DTR. But Gus, did you see how he dipped his head?
Let's see.
Kind of dips his head and makes contact with the crown. So this is about the contact with the crown of the helmet.
Dean Blandino, our rules analyst, joins us. Dean, your thoughts?
That's exactly what they're looking at. Did he lower his head and attack with the crown of the helmet, which is the very top of the helmet? It did look like he had his hands out as well, and they're going to have to make the determination. It's not head-neck area. Did he attack with the top of the helmet, the crown, lead with it, and make forcible contact?
Well, that's going to be interesting, Dean, and you said it off the bat there. He does have his hands up, and so the forcible subjectivity here is what's going to be under review. You know how I always, guys, I'm always saying let these kids
After
play.
review, there is no foul for targeting against the passer. Second down.
And I think that's the right decision. Like you said, there was some doubt as to whether he attacked with the crown. The hands were first. They've got to confirm all elements. They couldn't, and 47 is going to stay in the game.
All right, Dean, thank you very much. Brings up 2nd down and 10 at the 25. Thompson Robinson surveys, drops it off. Charbonnet. And he'll go out of bounds at the 40 in front of Blackman.
When you have this amount of time, minute 28, 3 timeouts as a quarterback, Gus, the check down in this situation is your best friend, in particular when it's a back as dangerous as Zach Charbonnet. As soon as he feels any type of panic in the pocket, he should be looking for number 24.
1st down, UCLA. Thompson Robinson over the middle this time, and incomplete. Well defended on the play by Max Williams. Bobo. Looks like he had that one ripped out of his hands.
This is a good ball from Dorian Thompson Robinson right in there, and again getting away with a little contact. That backside arm getting onto the UCLA. He's holding that backside hip. They're letting them play. The only thing you could say is that it's been consistent so far, allowing a lot of contact down the field.
2nd down and 10 at the 39. Thompson Robinson with time. Sideline picked off. Blackman out of bounds around the 30. Mekhi Blackman just stepped in front, and the Trojans are in business with 1 minute and 15 to go here in the first half.
This ball is behind the wide receiver. Michael Ezeki is trying to move back towards the sideline. Watch as he makes his move right here, and now he's trying to fall out of his route, and the ball is just thrown way too far inside, right into the lap of Mekhi Blackmon. That's his 3rd interception on the year. None easier than that one, and takes it back to the 35-yard line. That's a big mistake from Dorian Thompson-Robinson. No pressure. He was able to step up. That ball has got to be on the outside to Ezekiel for a completion.
Transfer from Colorado prior to this season, top 20 nationally in pass breakups. He puts his team in a great position. From the 35, Caleb Williams in trouble on the move, lets it go. Austin Jones out of bounds at the 30.
Boy, and just the entire nature now of the situation turns around. Remember, UCLA was going to have a chance to go down, score, get the ball back in the 3rd quarter, and open up a big lead. And here, USC, even with all the mistakes in those first 2 series, you got 1:08 left, 1 timeout, plus territory. They've got to be thinking about taking the lead going in at half.
USC has scored on its last 3 possessions. 2nd and 4 at the 29. Jones with a first down, a burst. He'll go down inside the UCLA 20. Dorian Thompson-Robinson throwing his 4th interception of the year. The 5th career pick by Blackmon.
Man,
Timeout called by UCLA. They have 2 remaining. There's Blackmon. Coming up at the half, Emmanuel Acho and Chris Peterson will break down today's scores and highlights on the State Farm halftime show. A lot of interesting games going on as this regular season comes to an end.
I mean, I just feel bad for Emmanuel Acho. Someone dumped orange Gatorade on that white suit of his.
He's going to come tackle you.
Yeah, he is. And he's smarter than I am, so he's going to hit me with something. There's no doubt. But this situation here, so for Caleb Williams, you got to feel like you've got points in your back pocket here in field goal range. So, Gus, no sacks, and you can't put the ball at risk down the field.
From the 17, first down. Williams to the sideline, caught. Oh, no, it's not caught. Incomplete. Ball intended for Addison on the hitch. And Azizi Hearn is there to deliver a blow and knock that ball to the turf.
Boy, they're trying to get him loose, right, with that little wide receiver screen. And that was excellent defense by Hearn. Coming up, making that hit and breaking up that pass.
2nd and 10 at the 17. Under a minute to play. USC with 1 timeout remaining. Play fake. Again, underneath. This time, Addison with the catch. But he's wrestled down by John Vaughns quickly. Only a 1-yard gain.
Beautiful play by John Vaughns. He was the backside linebacker and never bit towards that run fake that USC was given. And then he was there for the open field tackle. They were trying to bring a few offensive linemen out, and none of them could get to John Vaughns. This is a guy that really has had a good season. 43 tackles on the year. Watch as they're trying to run that GT scheme and then sneak those linemen down the field, but they never located John Vaughns. And because of that, he was able to get there and just lay a big hit on Jordan Addison and get him down to the ground. Excellent play there.
John Vaughns from here in Pasadena. How about St. John Bosco High School?
And I was going to say, how about Bosco and Mater Dei will be playing next week right here, I believe, in the Rose Bowl for the CIF title.
I watched Mater Dei play last night. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand now.
Yeah, that's right. The Monarchs.
I think it was like 50-0 by the time I fell asleep.
But don't sleep on Bosco now.
Okay.
They can play a little football as well. John Vaughns will tell you about it.
I'm sure he would. Malik Brown in the game, 3rd down and 9 at the UCLA 16 for SC.
Caleb Williams. Here's Williams. Sideline and incomplete. Brendan Rice wanted to run before he had secured the football, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the field goal unit comes on for the Trojans.
Well, you could say, hey, credit to this defense, but that's just a flat drop. As you said, he was trying to run, get upfield, try to get that line to gain. Started running before he secured the catch, and now USC will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
So Dennis Lynch missed a 32-yarder. He was then good from 44, this from 33. And he missed it. No good. Wide left. And the score remains 21-17.
Well, they had a poor snap earlier, and he chunked it. Made his second kick, but that one just a straight push left to the upright.
Chip Kelly says no good. Here's DTR to the sideline. Allen with the catch, gains 3, gets out of bounds. Stops the clock at 39 seconds.
What a job for this UCLA defense. How about all these possessions that USC has had now in scoring position and gotten nothing out of them?
Thompson Robinson bounces out of the pocket. He'll run it himself down the sideline, out of bounds, around the 30. Stops the clock with 33 seconds to play in the first half. 5-yard gain. 3rd down and 2. Thompson Robinson checks it down. Charbonnet gets a 1st down and tiptoes out of play to stop the clock while they move the chains. 4-yard gain.
If you're looking for the range for Barmira, their field goal kicker, he hit from 49 yards. That's his career long earlier this year. They would need to get the ball all the way down to about the 32-yard line.
Thompson Robinson. Sideline. Woo, dangerous. Max Williams saw glory in his eyes. He just couldn't hold on.
This one's going back for 6 if Williams is able to corral it. Maybe DTR gets him, but that break on the ball was that close from being in the end zone going the other direction. Max Williams just couldn't corral it. Boy, back-to-back series now. We've seen a couple of questionable decisions and throws now from Dorian Thompson Robinson. He's got to settle himself down.
2nd down and 10. Thompson Robinson over the middle. Intercepted again. Shane Lee. 2 interceptions for Dorian Thompson Robinson in the first half. And with 14 seconds to go, USC has 1 timeout, but they have a shaky field goal kicker.
Well, here's Shane Lee. It looks like he's blitzing, and he's trying to get Bobo going across the middle. Now, here's the problem. Just like Caleb Williams earlier, he never locates the linebacker. And what looks to be an easy completion for the quarterback in the pocket, he never sees that Shane Lee is right there underneath the route, and it's an easy interception. And now that's basically 2 straight series where we've seen 3 passes for DTR that were very questionable. 2 of them were intercepted. Max Williams dropped the one that was almost a pick 6. And now USC with 1 timeout, trying to get in field goal range.
1st down and 10 at the 47. 14 seconds to go in the first half. Caleb Williams dropping back. Steps up. Underneath. Ball caught this time by Mario Williams. Also wears number 4. Gain 16.
Only 6 seconds left. This is either into the end zone or quickly, I mean as fast as you can, you throw it to Kyle Ford here at the bottom of your screen to try to gain a few more yards.
But Dennis Lynch, their kicker, has been shaky in this first half. He's missed 2. 1st down at the 32. Williams guns it. And incomplete. With 1 second remaining. So they will bring the field goal team on again. Dennis Lynch, can he redeem himself? He's missed 2 in this first half from 32 yards and from 33 yards. This one will be from 49.
UCLA. 32nd timeout. UCLA.
So UCLA will use their final timeout. Remember, Dennis Lynch came into this game 10 of 14 with a long on the season of 45 yards, his career best. 45 yards against Arizona 3 games back.
Hey, Gus, USC has got a decision to make here. That kick was short. Lynch's career long is 45. Kick 6, anyone? They've got a guy back. That's Mo Osling, number 7. He'll be back again, but Chip Kelly called the timeout.
So Lynch sets up from 49 yards away. Good snap, clean hold, a lot of leg. Got it! Dennis Lynch! We understand what the problem was. He was too close.
What a kick. What a kick. Misses on the first kick. Saved by Chip Kelly for the timeout. And nails it from 49.
Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt. It looked like UCLA was going to run away with this one, but USC did a great job coming back.
I thought they did. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Caleb Williams because he settled down after that pick. 14-0 deficit, and then they played really well throughout that second quarter to come back. You start with that pick. Gus, you never saw the linebacker, and he just throws it right to him, and you think to yourself, like, okay, is it going to be one of those nights for the Trojans? Chip Kelly with a brilliant play call right off of that interception, sneaks the tight end back to that backside, and it's 14-0 UCLA. But then Caleb Williams got cooking. This was a ridiculous throw on the run, spins back, going to his left, and he's able to get it down the sideline. And then the inside run game got going as well. Austin Jones gets into the end zone. They tacked on that late field goal, and a half in which they really dominated as far as total yards. 368 total yards. They got that 1-point deficit. The 2 turnovers for UCLA, though, those were costly. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson coming into the second half, he's going to have to recenter himself, recalm himself down, and get out there and play more efficient football. I think what could help him, Gus, would be getting to that run game and Zach Charbonnet. Remember, it is the #1 yards per carry run game in America. They need to start featuring that here early in the third quarter.
Charbonnet in the first half, 10 carries, 60 yards. He was averaging 6 yards per carry with a long of 19 yards. So you're absolutely right. If UCLA can really establish that run game here in the second half, it could benefit them.
Yeah, they were, look at, everyone's confused about which way they're going to kick. I feel like it's like that Spider-Man meme where they're all just pointing at each other. It's like, you, where are we going?
You have 3 kids.
Yes, sir.
What's the Spider-Man meme? I haven't seen it.
It's hard. Just a bunch of Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
When they ask me, like, what's it like working with Gus? I say, well, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Kid.
So UCLA will get it.
Casimir Allen is the deep man for the Bruins. Alex Stadthaus
Kicks it away. And this one deep into the end zone for the touchback. Let's go downstairs and check in with Al.
Hey there, Gus. I spoke to Lincoln Riley at the half, and while he wasn't pleased with his team's execution in the red zone, he was very pleased with how they were able to move the ball throughout that half. And while it wasn't the best start to begin the game, he said they overcame it because they had the right mentality. They never panicked. He wants to see them have the right mentality here in the second half, though. He said we have to continue some of that momentum we built up at the end of the first and execute better in the red zone. Guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Chip Kelly. His team with a 1-point lead
First down and 10 at the 25 for his offense. Charbonnet trying to get outside and does. Picks up a first down. Wow, this guy just knows how to allow his blocks to set up.
Well, and one of those blocks was from guess who? Number 1, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Watch this. Bam. How do you like that? I mean, that one was right in the face of Mekhi Blackman. Dorian Thompson-Robinson laying it on the line here in the crosstown rivalry.
That's an 18-yard gain. Charbonnet now with 78 yards rushing on 11 carries. Keegan Jones in. Here's Jones slicing and dicing. And he'll get inside USC territory for an 8-yard gain.
And this is exactly where they need to sit, is just this run game. Look at how wide these wide receivers are, set up well outside the numbers, creating space for this run game.
Second down and 2. And to the near side is Jones. Jones jitterbugging. And Art Briles set up this offense where you have the wide receivers pushed so far out. Would you say that?
Well, yes, he's
former Baylor coach.
He certainly, majored in that, but really it was Chip first at New Hampshire and then at Oregon that started to exploit the space of the college football field. And you might be thinking to yourself, like, oh, isn't it the exact same space? No, it's different because of the wide hash marks. When the ball is way over on the hash, you just got so much more space to the field.
Thompson-Robinson checks it down near side. Jones, found something interesting out about Chip Kelly. He's been such an innovator, a motivator, philosopher. Found something out about him that really allowed us to understand him. His father was a former Jesuit priest. I'd like to tell you that story as this game progresses. Second down and 4. Charbonnet. And he will not get there. Gain of 2. Third down and 2. Charbonnet. Oh, nicely done as he goes down. Tafoe knifing in and just chopping down Zach Charbonnet.
Well, Tafoe, look, they're not even really lined up, and UCLA is trying to snap this, and then they're just cut loose, and nobody blocked Tafoe, and he's able to get in there and get a huge tackle. Now UCLA will stay on the field here on 4th down.
4th down and 4 at the USC 31. Thompson-Robinson looking, flares it out. Charbonnet looking for the first down, powers his way forward. Zach Charbonnet will gain 7. Shane Lee with the tackle, and it's a first down for the Bruins.
Well, they're trying to play man coverage, and number 53, Shane Lee, the linebacker, he just didn't go with the back. That's why Charbonnet was so wide open.
First down and 10 of the 24. Here's the handoff. Charbonnet this time cut off and driven backwards. Tui Pelotu, first man to him, and that's a loss of 6 yards.
Well, this run game is predicated on blocking an area. Okay, so Chip told us, like, we get it. This defense under Alex Grinch, they're going to stem, they're going to move, they're going to slant a lot. But we're okay with that because we're going towards areas and blocking whoever shows up. The problem is that USC is executing those slants up front really well and fast, and that's why you've got guys unblocked in the backfield.
Second down and 16. Thompson-Robinson to the sideline to Jones, and Jones just flown out of bounds by Blackman to pick up a couple.
And this is where, if you're USC, I would just dare UCLA to run the ball. And I would get in there, and if I'm Alex Grinch, I'm gonna drop about 8 guys in coverage here on this 3rd and obvious and make sure that all of their eyes are in the backfield on Dorian Thompson-Robinson. That also allows me to cover up Zach Charbonnet out of the backfield.
3rd down and 14. Thompson-Robinson stops, starts, lets it fly. Oh
most caught on the sideline by Jake Bobo.
I mean, he almost got away with it. You throw it that late, that wild, it's ill-advised, but it gets over the outstretched hands of the USC defenders, and Bobo almost brings that back in with that left hand.
So Nicholas Barmera comes in to attempt his first field goal of the night. This one from 46 yards away. Got it up. Plenty of leg. Wow. Booms it, but a flag.
I think USC ran a 12th guy on it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. There was definitely 12 guys on the field at the snap.
The offense substituted the 11th player lace. I did not open the window long enough for the defense to substitute. There is no foul. There is no play. 4th down.
Oh, wow. See, Chip would have declined that because you don't take points off the scoreboard. Even if there was, it's 4th and 11. So he's like, well, I would have just had to kick the field goal again. But now, because of the official's mistake of not allowing, when he said open the window, that means if you substitute as an offense, the officials have to allow the opportunity for the defense to also substitute. And because the officials didn't allow that, he's saying that this is a replay. And so this essentially takes points off the board for UCLA, and you're forced to execute again.
Nicholas Barmera, 12 of 17 on the season, once again from 46. And once again, he drills it. 24-20. Bruins on top of the Trojans here in the 3rd.
Trying to be added to that list of incredible players that have participated in USC, UCLA. Great energy and atmosphere here at the Rose Bowl. 24-20 our score. UCLA top of 7th ranked USC. Trojans 9-1 with dreams of a college football playoff berth. UCLA has something to say about that. And this one's going to be shanked out of bounds. R.J. Lopez.
Now don't forget, folks, the 2022 FIFA World Cup begins tomorrow, and on Monday, Team USA plays their long-awaited opener against Wales. Coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox, and you could win $1 million.
Fill out your World Cup bracket right now at foxsports.com/bracket and play for free. Americans are playing with what they call in Europe great pace.
What does that mean?
Speed. Ooh, they finally got some speed over there. Near side. This ball caught. Addison. And across the 40-yard line, get up to the 45. Before being brought down after a 9-yard gain.
Speaking of great pace, Jordan Addison, clearly fleet of foot, and he's had a big day so far. Addison now 6 catches, 115 yards, almost 20 a pop, including that brilliant catch down the right sideline in the first half.
2nd down and 1 at the 44. 10 minutes to play. Jones follows his block, cuts it back, has running room. Jones continues to move his legs. What a run. Jalen Davies finally with the tackle after a 13-yard pickup.
Gus, there was a big question about the run game for USC, wasn't there? Without Travis Dye, what was it going to look like? Now Austin Jones comes in, and he's been remarkable so far. I mean, think about it. Austin Jones, 12 carries, 74 yards, 6 a pop, and a touchdown. And I think that that's what really calmed everybody down for USC as they started to get that inside run game going a little bit. And a big credit to Austin Jones, his patience and burst once he finds that hole.
1st down at the 43 for USC. Caleb Williams
Drops it off. Here's a screen. Jones with blockers in front of him. Cuts it back and finally tracked down from behind. He almost popped that one loose. That's an 8-yard gain. Kenny Churchwell, the third, with the ankle tackle. Trojans quickly to the line of scrimmage. Caleb Williams again. Winds up. Lets it go. Caught. Touchdown, Jordan Addison. Caleb Williams dropped it right into his hands, and USC takes a 26-24 lead. And that's the Trojans' first lead of the game.
Well, I told you these coaches, they have a few plays lined up in the back of their pockets. This is a touchdown play. It's a formation where you sneak Addison from the backfield right down the sideline. The defense could not pick it up. That is dialed up from Lincoln Riley. He's got it ready to go. He gets the situation. They use quick tempo up to the line of scrimmage and then sneak Addison out of the backfield down the sideline, and that's an easy touchdown.
Addison with 100 catches a season ago for Pitt. This couldn't be easier for him. And the Trojans take their first lead of the game here in Pasadena against their rivals, UCLA, USC. Getting very interesting. 27-20. USC, UCLA. 27-24 SC. On top of the Bruins, taking their first lead of the game. Addison, what a game he's having already. Wow. 7 catches, 150 yards and a touchdown.
And he's coming off of that injury. And he was on a kind of a pitch count last week. They said they wanted to get him around 20 snaps. It was a little over that, but now he's come out this week and he has been on fire. And remember, he said to the media, he's like, listen, I'm going to be back. Watch me this week.
Allen from inside his own 5. So let's take a look at the CFP top 10 and what's going on today. How about those Horned Frogs?
Oh, what a great game that was on the road against Baylor. Michigan survives Illinois. Ohio State survives Maryland. Tennessee is getting housed right now by South Carolina.
Spencer Rattler.
Rattler is doing some work right there. 56-31. LSU leads UAB. Must be nice to be able to play UAB late in November. Give me a break. What a joke. Austin Peay for the Alabama Crimson Tide. You think Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU, they would rather play Austin Peay than having to go on the road or play league opponents? Of course they would.
Don't look at me.
What are we doing?
I'm not saying anything.
What are we doing?
But how about Spencer Rattler?
Yeah,
remember last year he played for Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma, lost the starting job to Caleb Williams, transferred to South Carolina, and look what he's doing tonight for South Carolina against one of the best teams in the nation.
Well, he was an incredibly talented thrower, and Caleb came in there in particular against Texas in that Red River game and just basically took the job from him. That 4th down, remember that 4th down run? Never looked back. And now here he is as a Trojan.
2nd down and 9. Charbonnet.
Now this defense, they're loading up against the run, and they're daring Chip Kelly and Dorian Thompson-Robinson to sit there and throw the ball on base downs, 1st downs, 2nd downs. But now it's a 3rd and obvious down. This is when, if you're USC, you've got to rely on your best players up front, like Tuipulotu. Can you get home? Can you cause Dorian Thompson-Robinson to have a little bit of anxiety in that pocket?
Remember, he threw 2 interceptions in the first half. 3rd down and 8. Thompson-Robinson, and he goes down. Lost the ball. Picked up. SC has it. Tellini with the sack. Recovered by Latrell McCutcheon.
You talk about a bull rush. John Gaines, the right guard, is working against Tyrone Tellini, and he just got bull rushed back. And it looks like that ball was coming loose before the butt touched down of Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Tyrone Tellini almost unblocked, and you'll look into the backfield, and that ball was starting to come out. Boy, Gus, it looks like he lost control.
Ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by USC is under review.
Tolini, I mean, that rush was serious force right away. And he gets into the backfield. Dorian Thompson-Robinson has no chance.
Tyrone Tolini, Kansas State transfer from Western Samoa. And now this play will be reviewed.
Here's a good look here as the contact is made. Watch as that ball starts coming out. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's definitely coming loose, and we just have to establish, did it start to come loose before his butt hit? That's the first thing that's going to touch down for Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Dean Blandino joins us. Dean, your thoughts?
Yeah, so what's happening in the replay booth right now, they have access to all of our individual camera feeds, and they're going to try to piece angles together. This is a good shot. They're looking at his backside. Is the ball coming loose? One shot shows the football. The other shot shows the backside hitting the ground. It hasn't, to me, it's not clear yet. Either way, they did rule fumble. It's going to have to be definitive to change. I haven't seen definitive evidence yet.
Yeah, that's the problem, Dean, is that this is probably the best look, and you would guess that that thumb was coming off the ball before his butt touched down. But again, I don't know for sure, which means call on the field, like you said, is likely going to have to stand here.
Agree.
Here we go.
After review, the ruling of fumble is confirmed. First down, USC.
So there you have it. Thank you, Dean. 27-24. SC gets the ball deep in UCLA territory.
And this defense, they started out the year on fire with takeaways. And what have they done tonight, Gus? 3 takeaways. They are back. 14 in the first 4 games, only 6 in the last 6, and now 3 tonight. And an opportunity to do what they've done best all year, which is turn those takeaways into points.
2 interceptions and now a fumble by Dorian Thompson-Robinson. First down and goal to the 9 for Caleb Williams.
False start, offense number 6. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Conversely, we've seen UCLA's defense be able to hold 3 different times and keep USC off the scoreboard as they got down here into the red area. And they're going to have to do that again.
First and goal at the 14. Here's Williams running it, cuts it back. Williams will go deep down inside the 5. A 12-yard gain. Ostling with the tackle.
Terrific read. He was reading the defensive end Latu from UCLA, who crashed down in the middle of that run play.
One thing about Williams, his ball handling skills are excellent.
Yeah, and I think it's also his footwork. When you watch his feet, Gus, he doesn't just move the ball with the running back. He takes his feet with the running back, and that creates a longer mesh point and forces the defensive end to make a decision.
Second and goal at the 2. Jones, the deep man in the offset eye. And they give it to him, and he'll walk into the end zone. Austin Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the evening. And USC starting to take control of this game, up 33-24.
Tell you, Gus, USC is using movement down here inside the 5 so well. Watch the linebackers have to bolt out of here. Why do they bolt out of there? Well, because you got 2 guys lined up in the backfield that leave to the right side, and then guess where Austin Jones goes? Right in the vacated areas. Lincoln Riley is using that man coverage against the defense. He's done it twice now.
Extra point up for Lynch, and it's good. 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter for SC. Trojans capitalizing off turnovers, and they lead their rivals on the road.
How big of a night does this turn into for USC? What's happening now in the landscape of college football right before our eyes is that USC is starting to control not just their own destiny towards the Pac-12 championship game, but maybe a playoff berth if they can start winning these games in front of them here in the tail end of the season.
Allen from the 5. he'll get close to the 20 before being stopped. Flag on the play. Rashawn Davis with the tackle on special teams for the Trojans.
Holding during the return, number 15. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Gus, this defense has been opportunistic at times, and it's really started with their ability to stop those first and second down runs. See slanting and the stimming of this defense, the movement, it's been confusing the offensive line and then allowed them to get the pressure on the quarterback when UCLA is in the obvious passing situations. The real key for USC, how do you create the turnovers? Well, you get the offense uncomfortable, and you do that by winning on first down and getting them into those obvious passing situations.
Bruins need to put together a solid drive. Over the middle, caught to the sideline. Loya, and Logan Loya with a big gain of 39 yards. Go forth with the tackle.
And DTR took a hit back there, and he is wincing. He does have a wrap on his hand. That's the hand that dropped the ball on that last hit for the turnover. Here's a look back in the pocket, and he hits that hand again on a helmet.
A run of this time and nowhere to go. For this UCLA running game, Zach Charbonnet stood up and taken down. Tuipulotu with the tackle.
And you can see the pain for Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Got the thumb already wrapped up. Now he hits a helmet again on that last throw.
But he'll stay in the game. 2nd and 12 of the 49. Play fake. Thompson-Robinson looking. Now decides to run. He's got speed. Thompson-Robinson diving, and he'll pick up a first down. Raylan goes forth again with the tackle. He'll pick up 12.
Good decision there from Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Takes off, and then he keeps himself up off the ground and reaches for that line to gain.
First down and 10. Charbonnet downhill running. Another first down. Zach Charbonnet. They can't even bring him down. He just steps out of play after picking up 19. And he's starting to rack up the yardage now.
Yeah, and they're starting to get in rhythm, aren't they? It takes that one completion, a great completion over the middle. Now they're in rhythm, and they're getting it going.
18 carries, 91 yards for Charbonnet. And here's a throw off the back foot in the end zone, incomplete. That time it was going after Logan Loya, but Kalen Bullock was right there, the safety.
And he's in pain, and that ball wasn't particularly close to Logan Loya, and you can tell that that hand is bothering Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He winced immediately, Gus. I was watching him. As soon as he let that ball go, he turned around towards the opposite end zone and winced in pain as the ball flew over Logan Loya's head.
It's his throwing hand. 4:52 to play in the third quarter. SC up 34-24. Here's a play fake. Thompson-Robinson looking, cutting, sliding, dipping, and he'll step out of bounds at the 10.
Well, this is the moment as a veteran player, you just got to find a way. I guarantee you he's probably feeling about 50% in that right hand, but you just got to find a way to throw the ball accurately.
Third down and 2, ball. Fumble. Thompson-Robinson picks it up, and he'll lean forward and pick up the first down. He got a great bounce. Dorian Thompson-Robinson playing in pain. His final UCLA-USC game.
Snap was right there. He drops it. It bounces to him favorably. But now, again, what did I just say? Find a way. He turns, gets the corner, lowers his shoulder, and moves the chains and creates a first and goal. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's just sheer guts right there out of your quarterback.
First down and goal at the 6-yard line. Charbonnet in the backfield. They dump it down near side. Touchdown. The second one of the night for Mike.
Allison just cutting through it here, folks.
Watch Zeke jab step to his left and then get out into the route. That jab step is what creates just the one step of space that he needs against Raylan Goforth. Dorian Thompson-Robinson gives him an accurate pass. He can run through it for yards after the catch, and it's a touchdown.
Extra point, good. And we've got a 3-point game with 3:46 to go in the third. UCLA, USC. Everybody laying it on the line. Dorian Thompson-Robinson says yes. Touchdown of the evening.
Well, that drive started out with Dorian Thompson-Robinson getting his hand hit on that first throw, and then he was just gutting out some of those runs and scrambles. This one, he fumbles it, picks it up, still is able to get the first down on a crucial third down, and then he finds Ezeki. Beautiful move by Ezeki. Falls steps down to his left, creates the space, and it's a touchdown. And Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I tell you, nothing's going to keep him off this field right now, Gus. You just know that about the man. But he's going to be limited throwing the ball, and I think it's always the accuracy that takes a hit when you're struggling with an injury to your hand.
All right, let's go downstairs and check in with Allison.
As you guys could see, DTR was in a ton of pain on the sideline. There was blood coming from his index finger. He went into the injury tent. They taped it up. He's tested it out here on the sideline, threw the ball a little bit. He was in pain, but he gave the thumbs up that he's good to go.
Man, tape on the index finger.
Is that how you really hold the football, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's how you create all of the RPMs on the ball. And the RPMs, the tighter you can spin the ball, that's how you create all of your accuracy.
Caleb Williams been very accurate in this game as he drops it off to Addison. Addison will go out of bounds. Caleb Williams, 22 of 30, 334 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Conversely, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 17 of 28, 189 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
This is the drive since the pick, and it's just been all USC.
2nd and 8 at the 27. Can the UCLA defense find a way to get off the field? Their offense has turned it over 3 times. 2 interceptions and a fumble. Williams with the handoff to Jones. Jones splits, leans forward, picks up the first down. I'll tell you, look at Austin Jones. He's got some guns on the part.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, some real 22-inch python.
Well, he's going to take a breather now, and the more fleet of foot Raleek Brown is going to come in. But Austin Jones is a physical guy, and they felt like they had 1A and 1B, as Allison said before the game, with Travis Dye and Austin Jones. And Austin Jones is proving his coach, Lincoln Riley, correct in that assessment.
First down and 10 at the 36-yard line. 2:32 to play in the third. This time it's Brown, the freshman. And it'll skip forward. Not a lot.
They're just not putting a lot of stress on the USC offense, are they? Because it's constantly 2nd and 5. And that first down run game for USC has been good enough to where Lincoln Riley can get to his gadget plays and his creative plays here on 2nd and medium.
From the 41. Caleb Williams in trouble, spinning, breaks contained. Williams looking and goes out of bounds across the line of scrimmage. They get a lecture from Stephen Blaylock. Carl Jones Jr. with pressure.
Well, now you got a 3rd down opportunity, and if you're UCLA, at this point, it just hasn't worked unless you've gotten pressure on Williams. And I would suspect that they're going to try to send at least one extra, maybe a couple of extra second-level players, try to get a free man in Williams' face.
USC has scored on 6 of their last 7 possessions. 3rd down and 4. Caleb Williams over the middle, hard and caught. Big time catch by Michael Jackson. That's a gain of 21.
They're going to exploit this center of the field. Watch Williams. He's just going to come out right in rhythm. Boom. That's a beautiful throw right in rhythm, right across the middle. And Michael Jackson is able to run through it for an easy completion.
Caleb Williams with some zip on that football. First down and 10 now at the UCLA 37-yard line. Trojans go empty. Williams with time. Sideline. Another strike at the 20. This time is Taj Washington. So he's got everybody in the act. Brendan Rice, Mario Williams, Taj Washington, Jordan Addison, Michael Jackson.
Totally in control right now. This is the type of moment that propels you to a date in New York.
Back-to-back gains of 21 yards. Austin Jones, no gain. But that should take us to the end of the third quarter, rather. Williams. And that will take us to the end of the third.
That is the end of the third quarter.
34-31 our score. Coming up the fourth. So much on the line, folks. If USC wins this game, college football playoffs will really be on their mind. Partner, I'm getting texts tonight about Caleb Williams, and people are telling me that they see a young Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I mean, he's been absolutely brilliant tonight. 378 passing yards. He's over 400 yards of total offense. He did have that one interception, but boy, after that interception, he's been brilliant. And now on the other side, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, it's not that he has played poorly. He does have the 2 picks. It's that now he's dealing with that injured right hand, the throwing hand, and we'll see how that materializes here in the fourth quarter.
Second down and 10 for USC from the UCLA 21. Caleb Williams throws the fade in the corner. Oh, my! Touchdown, Trojans! What a play by Kyle Ford. He went up and just took it down.
We've seen him do this a couple of times, trying to get Kyle Ford matched up on the edge. This time, John Humphrey for UCLA, he's 6'2". So you got height against height, and Ford just out-battles Humphrey for that ball. Beautiful throw by Caleb Williams, by the way. That puts him up over 390 yards passing already now, just into the fourth quarter. Wow, this offense has been sensational tonight.
522 yards of total offense so far for USC. For Kyle Ford, his 4th career touchdown, 2nd of the season. And the Trojans take a 10-point lead once again.
Gus, there's a few things that you need to win the Heisman Trophy. You obviously need to be a great player. I think in the modern era, you've got to play for a great team as well. And you know what else you need? Big stages. Well, it doesn't get bigger than this. And now Caleb Williams is rocketing up Heisman boards on a day in which Stroud didn't play great in a narrow win on the road against Maryland. Hendon Hooker is going to go down against South Carolina. Blake Corum got banged up in that Michigan win against Illinois. Here comes Caleb Williams. Great player, really good team, in a huge stage, and he's playing a sensational game.
Young man from Washington, D.C. Transferred with Lincoln Riley, if you want to call it that, to USC from Oklahoma. And right now, he's 26 of 34, 394 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. He's rushed 6 times for 32 yards. 41-31. We knew coming into this game that it would be a high-scoring affair.
And it hasn't disappointed. And the defenses have made some plays, but these offenses just continue to march their way down the field.
So USC kicks it short. Why did they kick it short, Joel?
I have no idea. I have no idea. So I'm going to wrap my mind around that while we give you the Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life. creating financial security for more than 150 years. This offense has been a well-oiled machine tonight. After those first couple of possessions, they found their rhythm. And on the opposite side, it's been a lot of guts from UCLA and their quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson. And we're starting to see the fireworks now here in the City of Angels as these two clash here in the rivalry across town.
USC, 3 possessions in the second half, 3 touchdowns. So how does UCLA answer? Down by 10, first down and 10 at the 45.
Challenge DTR to throw the ball. If I'm Alex Grinch, I'm putting everybody up near the line of scrimmage to stop that run game of the UCLA Bruins.
Here they come. DTR over the middle. Challenge me if you want. I dare you. Allen continues to run. Touchdown Bruins. Just like that. I dare you. 55 yards. My name is Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
And you can tell that hand is bothering him, but that was an absolute bullet. Great job here. First of all, you're going to get these safeties that get out of dodge and just open up the middle of the field. There was no linebacker running down the middle of the field. That's wide open for Allen, and an easy throw.
Extra point, good.
That takes a lot of guts, folks. Your hand is hurt, but it's the last time you get to play against your crosstown rival. DTR steps up and throws an absolute seed for a touchdown with a
From Columbus. What a game this one is turning up. 48-38. DTR throwing the touchdown. 1 play, 11 seconds. But remember, on the kickoff, they kicked it so short.
Yeah, that was
USC.
That was certainly a mistake. They might have been trying to keep the ball away from Casimir Allen, but it shouldn't have been that short.
Well, let's go downstairs and check in with Al.
Guys, a totally different vibe from Caleb Williams here in the second half. And it started from the beginning. You know, he was the first guy out of the locker room. It was just the specialist and him warming up well in advance of the rest of the team. And after he scored in this half, he is celebrating. He's having fun, joking around, dancing with guys, making them laugh and smile. Where in the first half, it was like quick high fives on the headsets. This half, you can tell he's just ready to cut it loose, have fun. He's like spraying water at Lincoln Riley. It's a completely different vibe here in the second half from Williams.
All right, Allison, thank you very much. 25-yard line is where SC will begin. Here's Williams over the middle. Incomplete. Wow, he had Mario Williams. Mario unable to hold on. That brings up 2nd and 10.
I believe his first incompletion of the second half. Looked like Mario Williams may have just slowed up just a little bit. That's why it was just out of his reach.
From the 25, 2nd down. Jones with a crease. Jones crosses the 30 up to the 31.5. Brian Strother making the tackle after a 6-yard gain.
That offensive line continues to do well in the run game, but it's really been about their quarterback. And on these 3rd down scenarios, because it's all about Caleb's ability to extend the play, get outside of the pocket. That's when he's most dangerous. Can UCLA keep him hemmed up?
3rd down and 4 at the 31. Jones lines up as a receiver out of the backfield. Here's Caleb Williams. Guns it to the sideline, caught, and a first down. Jordan Addison again. He's open every time he runs down the field.
And it's just because he's so sudden, in and out of his breaks, creating space. Watch this. He's got a bump corner right in his face, and he's able to get outside, turn the corner's hips, and then just stop on a dime. Ball is there on time. That's a really nice job by Addison to move the sticks.
Now Williams has thrown for over 400 yards. Addison, 6 catches, 161, and a tug. First down at the 40. Delayed handoff. Jones cuts it back, and he'll gain 8, maybe 9. This offensive line doing such a great job for USC.
And this is that play that Oklahoma made famous. It's the GT counter scheme. They block down from the right side, pull those 2 offensive linemen around. That's Bobby Haskins, Andrew Voorhees, and Austin Jones has to wait patiently, let those blocks develop, and then get upfield, and he does a nice job.
2nd and 2. Here comes a blitz. Jones moving. Jones turns a corner. And Jones with a gain of 5, first down. Nice speed by Austin Jones.
And a good pickup of that blitz. You called it, Gus. They were bringing the blitz. That 7, Mo Osling was coming, and it was a terrific job by Dedich and Brett Nealon, the guard and center. They picked up that safety blitz and allowed Jones to get the edge and move the sticks.
This UCLA defense has been on the field for quite some time now. 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's a handoff. Austin Jones, not a lot this time. Well defended. Jones with his 2nd 100-yard game, though, of the year. He had 110 against Fresno State.
USC has been a little bit more methodical on this drive, taking a little bit more time between each snap for Lincoln Riley, and Caleb Williams again here a little bit more deliberate, looking at the defense, getting the signals in here on 2nd down.
2nd and 9.
I saw that blitz changing the play.
Here they come. Williams with time backs it up, steps forward, throws on the move, and it's a catch. Taj Washington with a 13-yard gain.
And again, Williams on the run throws an absolute bullet. This one was really well defended, and Washington was able to just corral that, and it didn't touch the ground. One arm just pinned it between his forearm and his bicep and was able to hang on for the catch.
First down at the 33. Barlow in the game now at running back. Play fake, sideline throw, and this time it's Jackson. And Michael Jackson will lean forward in front of Blaylock.
Gus, this is when you have to start to prepare. Like Lincoln Riley, he's building himself towards one of those touchdown play calls. So they're going to try to get a first down here, and then they'll start to use quick tempo. When they use quick tempo next, it's because something creative is coming. Chip Kelly knows that. They know, they've scouted these guys. They know what's coming on. So watch out for the quick tempo here in the middle of this series. It means something's up.
2nd and 2 at the 25. Let's see if they take a shot right here. And they'll hand it off. Barlow with running room. Still on his feet. Barlow out of bounds at the 5. Darwin Barlow, the redshirt junior from Newton, Texas, TCU transfer. Gain of 19.
What a run from Barlow. And it was, again, they pulled those offensive linemen. That's that bread and butter, that GT play. And it popped wide open. And Barlow did a great job, a physical finish, getting down inside the 10-yard line.
First down and goal at the 6.
That offensive line imposing their will on UCLA here late.
10th play of the drive. That started at the 25-yard line. Barlow remains in the game. He weighs 215. They give it to him. Barlow turns, touchdown Trojans. Darwin Barlow.
When the defense squeezes down, Washington's going to get the pull from the guard and the tackle, and then it gets all the way outside. There's no contained player. There's the block. 57, that's Dedich. That gets the edge, and then now it's Barlow with a physical finish at the goal line.
7:38 extra point good by Dennis Lynch. USC 10 plays covering 75 yards. They scored in 5 minutes and 25 seconds, 6 runs, 4 passes on the drive. Trojans looking good here in the 4th.
My hair.
Your quaff.
That's right.
Get off me.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man. This takes time, man.
I see. UCLA taking a knee in the end zone. What are your thoughts on this game? 48-38, a lot of points scored. We knew a lot of points would be scored.
Well, I mean, I was ready for an offensive showdown, but, like, it's been better than I anticipated, you know, and it's been because of the performances. Williams has been sensational. Gus now 424 yards passing. Run game, both teams doing a great job. DTR, his final game against USC, a team that he's really hurt over the years, by the way, playing with that injured hand. He got it hit on a helmet, and he's just been a rock star.
Thompson Robinson on the move again with daylight, with a burst. Thompson Robinson gets to the sideline and steps out of bounds at midfield. 26 yards.
This guy is just about willpower right now. In the last series, I tell you, like, hey, I would force him to try to throw the football, and he threw an absolute dime over the middle of the field to Casimir Allen. One play, touchdown drive. Here, he sees an opening in the middle of the field, and he just takes it, and now he shows you the athleticism.
Now drop it down to the sideline. Allen. And he gets out of bounds inside USC territory in front of Bryson Shaw. 4-yard gain.
And they're working quick, and they need to. And what has really hurt USC's defense, obviously, is Dorian Thompson-Robinson with his feet, but also those little checkdowns to the back, Zach Charbonnet.
2nd and 6. Thompson-Robinson goes through his progression, sideline, out a little high. Allen, the target. Now that brings up 3rd and 6.
You know, I just can't imagine what DTR's trying to go through. Taped up index finger on his throwing hand. He's got his thumb taped up. The feel of the football is going to be totally different. Very difficult to throw the ball accurately, and here he is just gutting it out.
3rd down and 6 at the 45. Thompson Robinson in trouble. Wow, look at the move. Gets it away and a 1st down. Bobo down inside the USC 15. Blackman with the tackle. A 32-yard gain. How did Dorian Thompson-Robinson get out of that one?
Houdini in the backfield, and then he kept his eyes up and was able to find that completion late.
Here he is running it. Thompson-Robinson turns it up, crashes forward, and picks up another 1st down. And he's hurt. He's got to get up. He's got to get up.
That was a huge collision at the 5-yard line.
And Thompson-Robinson is up, trying to shake it off, trying to walk it off. He'll have to come out for at least one play.
Here he is, and that's Latrell McCutcheon, 21. Now we'll see Ethan Garber for a play, since play was stopped for DTR as he was slow to get up, and now Garbers is on. He's a Washington transfer, 2nd season at UCLA. He's played in 4 games this year. Did have to start a game last year in a loss against Utah.
He's got Charbonnet with him. He's going to hand this ball off. Charbonnet straight ahead. Charbonnet leans forward, and he'll get to the 1. Goforth with the tackle. Thompson-Robinson back in the game.
And they got 3 snaps at this. You got a back that's 220. You got a quarterback that knows how to make decisions. This should all be about zone read. They did those QB seeks twice. Here you go. Here's the motion. He's going to come back.
Full start. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Sam Marazzo Boy, and that took them out of what they wanted to do. You saw that motion coming right here. He was going to swing back around, and they were coming for that quarterback sneak. They were bringing the motion man. That was going to be number 12, Matt Sykes, and he was going to stop right there, then get behind Dorian Thompson-Robinson. It looks like they might do it again. This is going to be a quarterback sneak again.
First down and goal at the 6. And they'll run it and get inside the 5. 3-yard gain.
You know, Gus, there's got to be a play off of that. I'm just thinking to myself, is he going to give them the exact same look here, the exact same motion, but snap it and hand it to that jet back who then can just take off around the edge? I mean, I don't know why else you would run that sneak from the 5-yard line, and now from the shotgun, that's certainly not what it's going to be.
Second down and goal at the 3. Thompson-Robinson play fake, dumps it off, touchdown Bruins. Ezeki, his 3rd receiving touchdown of the night, and UCLA refuses to go away. How about this, folks? One of the greatest rivalries in college sports. 48-44 right now with the extra point coming.
Just a total whiff in pass defense. They get them blocked up right there. They can block because that pass was completed behind the line of scrimmage. They block downfield, easy touchdown.
Barmira, extra point, good. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 4 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. This man with 3 receiving touchdowns of his own. Lincoln Riley knows he's still got a fight. 6:38 to go. The 45. 6:38 to play in the 4th quarter. SC, UCLA, so much on the line for both these teams. USC, they think that if they win out, they'll have a legitimate chance of advancing to the college football playoff, especially with Tennessee getting drilled tonight. And as for UCLA, they think that a Pac-12 championship could be in their sights. This ball, fair caught at the 5 by Raleek Brown.
Well, it's pretty simple, right? With all these stages and all these stars, these guys have to be at their brightest right now. Caleb Williams, 456 total yards tonight. That's ridiculous. Jordan Addison has been marvelous. Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been fabulous. Zach Charbonnet, again, 95 yards on the ground. And it comes down to this, Gus, we haven't seen a punt in 16 straight drives tonight. 16 straight. So you know what? You got the Heisman on the line, playoffs on the line. USC can clinch a spot in the Pac-12 championship with a win tonight. And it comes down to this. You punt, you lose.
Well, there you have it, folks. Who's the first to punt? 1st and 10 at the 25. Excuse me, at the 5. And here's Jones. Gain of 3. Toia with the tackle.
And they are not going to be able to just hand this ball off because UCLA is going to go for broke here defensively. They're going to put all their resources up there, which means what's likely to happen is you're going to get some single coverage during this drive, and that's when Jordan Addison is going to have to win.
2nd and 7. Play clock at 5. Williams wants to throw it. Williams lets it go and caught by Jordan Addison. Man, these two are just an incredible tandem.
I give a lot of credit there in protection to Josh Follow, the tight end. He's working against the defensive end, was getting pushed back in Williams' face, and Williams stood in there tall and delivered a strike.
From the 24, Williams checks it down to Addison on the other side. It'll gain a yard.
I just don't think that there's a more valuable player to his team than Caleb Williams in all of college football. And we're seeing that come to fruition right here. 5:20 left and counting in the 4th quarter. And this guy is going to have to be perfect on this drive.
But can the UCLA defense figure out a way to get off the field? 2nd and 9 at the 25. Washington in motion. Caleb Williams sets, looks, has a receiver, and it's caught. Jones
Jones sprinting, and Jones gets to the UCLA 45. Blaylock with the tackle after a gain of 29.
Williams wanted to go all the way to his right, and Gus, he worked all the way back across the field. That was at least the fourth man, maybe fifth man in the progression, all the way to dump that ball off to his back. Austin Jones, who he had made the fake to in the backfield for a huge completion.
First down at the 46 of UCLA. Williams running. Williams, and he'll just throw it and get rid of it in front of Austin Jones. Good pressure by the Bruins.
Yeah, they finally brought that pressure, and more importantly, they didn't allow Caleb Williams to step up and get himself moving forward with that ability to throw the ball on the run. He was having to go side to side and had to just burn the ball at the feet of Austin Jones.
2nd and 10. Here's a handoff to Jones. Wiggles his way outside, cuts it back, picks up another first down. Austin Jones has played his heart out tonight. 12-yard gain.
Here's what keeps happening, Gus, is that the edges of UCLA's defense are jumping inside, and it allows USC to get to the outside. There's no edge, and that's a problem. Every defense that you call as a defensive coordinator has got to have some sort of contained player, and UCLA keeps jumping inside and allowing the Trojans to get the edge.
Jones, 21 carries, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Barlow in the game now. And they'll give it to him. Looking to stretch it outside this time. No gain. But I tell you, those guys up front, Bobby Haskins, Andrew Voorhees, Brett Nealon, Justin Dietich, and Jonah Monheim have been playing some heck of a Trojan football.
They sure have. There you see Blaylock. I was talking about that edge. They finally had an edge player. Blaylock comes up, gets the edge, forces the back to be patient, and then he's basically just kind of muddled down for a no-gain run. That's what they need more of. UCLA has got to commit towards those edges.
Malik Brown back in, 2nd and 10 at the 34. Caleb Williams sets all day. Williams now takes off, throws on the move, and whizzes this one right out of bounds. Intended for follow. Too much hot sauce on that one, brings up 3rd and 10.
He should have run. He should have run. He had all the field in the world. First, he's got great time, great protection right here. Watch as he breaks contain right here, run the ball. He can pump to the left and then get himself even more space. No reason to just chuck that ball that hard at his tight end. Now presents a big 3rd down opportunity for this defense. They've got to get pressure. They've got to keep him contained in the pocket. If he gets loose, he's dangerous.
3rd down and 10 at the 34. Addison has been his target in these situations. Williams backing up. Bottled up and taken down. He took a sack. Latu. And with 2:40 to go, that's a loss of 12. Trojans will have to punt it.
He's got nowhere to go. I've been talking about it all night. You got to rush discipline in your lane. Look as they just push the pocket right into his lap. He's got nowhere to break contain and get himself going. Latu, that's his best rush tonight. Wasn't overly dominant. Just walked the tackle right back into Caleb Williams' lap. And because of that, there was nowhere to escape. Latu, transfer from Washington, 8 sacks on the night. But that was clearly his best play.
So that makes it 4th and 22. And this could be USC's first punt of the game with 2:27 left.
I set it up before the drive. I said, you punt, you lose. 2:27 with 2 timeouts. That is way too much time. UCLA has walked down the field this entire quarter, even with Dorian Thompson-Robinson's hand being banged up.
I feel like I'm watching the USC-Utah game all over again in certain ways.
It's interesting because I feel like I'm watching Oklahoma State all over again with Hollywood Brown and Baker Mayfield and those Lincoln Riley teams. You know, even that Georgia OU Rose Bowl. I mean, like, that's what it's coming down to. They got the stop. UCLA did what they had to do, partly because Williams made the poor decision on third down. Should have run it himself. Then the rush showed up. But Gus, it wasn't just a physically great effort. It was also the disciplined rush to keep him in the pocket.
But now, with 2:27 to go, UCLA standing to get the ball back. The SC defense has to make a play. This man, in his final game against his rival, will get an opportunity. Bruins with all 3 timeouts. Trojans with all 3 timeouts. Sleep Dalton punting for the first time. UCLA, after that timeout, only 2 timeouts now. 2:21 to go. Here comes that young man, Dorian Thompson. We have seen, and it's not over. 48-45. UCLA. First down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Dorian Thompson-Robinson throws the deep ball down the sideline, incomplete. Cam Brown, the target. And that brings up 2nd and 10.
Good coverage by Sierra Wright. They're on the edge against Cam Brown. UCLA looking for the quick strike on this drive.
From the 11, 2nd and 10. Thompson-Robinson, sideline, juggled and out of bounds. Allen, no gain. So that brings up 3rd down and 10.
And the same exact thing applies for USC's defensive line that applied to the UCLA defensive line. They cannot allow Dorian Thompson-Robinson to break, contain, and be a threat as a runner. And because of that, I would try to spy him because his legs are what's going to hurt you.
3rd down and 10. Thompson-Robinson underneath, and it's caught. Bobo hits the sideline, still on the move, and gets out of bounds. Jake Bobo with a 27-yard gain, first down, UCLA.
That was a strike for DTR. Bryson Shaw, 27, tried to step in front, but he was late, and Bobo was able to spin away from that contact and get down the field. Beautiful throw for Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
1:46 to go. UCLA with 2 timeouts. Thompson-Robinson taking his time. And Thompson-Robinson will run it out of bounds on the USC sideline. It's a gain of 5. Clock stops at 1:38.
Once they establish that rhythm, man, they are so dangerous. Bobo is great working the middle of the field, but Casimir Allen, he's great streaking through the middle of the field. Casimir Allen right now, right in the slot.
Thompson-Robinson winds up, sideline, incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 5.
Caleb Williams can just watch his counterpart. 3rd down. Is probably the most sure-handed guy they have. He's really dangerous over the middle of the field. And Casimir Allen, if he can clear things out, Bobo will have some room to work.
3rd and 5 of the 43. Brown in motion. Thompson-Robinson surveying. Delivers, intercepted by USC. Corey Foreman. And the Trojans pick off Dorian Thompson-Robinson for the 3rd time. Their dreams of a college football playoff berth still alive.
Robinson drops from his in position. He gets deep, and then he's able to cut back underneath. I don't think Dorian Thompson-Robinson saw him. He's looking for Charbonnet out on the edge, and now he thinks he's got his man across the middle. Foreman drops off, and the end of all people drops inside, and that is our mayhem moment. Let's take a look at some college football mayhem with our mayhem moment, sponsored by Allstate. And it is Corey Foreman, who was one of the most highly recruited players in the entire country, steps in front of Dorian Thompson-Robinson with an interception in the most crucial drive of the season.
And here's Caleb Williams with the run. He wants to stay in bounds, picks up the first down. UCLA with 2 timeouts left.
And they'll start taking them now. How about the emotion from Caleb Williams?
How about Alex Grinch's defense? They've given up a lot of yards and a lot of points, but they continue to force turnover.
That's what they've been all year. Gus, they're not great on the stat sheet, but guess what they do? They get the takeaways, and that's exactly what they've done tonight. Corey Foreman with the biggest one of the season on that pick on the last series. With everything on the line. Gus, the playoff is hanging there now for USC on the line. And Alex Grinch's defense, which nobody thought could get a stop, gets the pick.
Victory formation for the Trojans. Caleb Williams now will take a knee. Look at this run for Caleb Williams. You have to consider this young man for the Heisman Trophy.
I mean,
4 bills, 398, basically 4 bills, and tonight 5 bills for the young man from Washington, D.C.
In the biggest moments, he has been his best. Just point blank. There's no player more valuable to his team, but we're not awarding the MVP. So we're awarding the most outstanding player in college football. And guess what? Up until this point, it's that guy taking a knee right there.
And he takes another knee with 1:09 to play. UCLA out of timeouts. What a thriller, folks. Instant classic. 48-45. And the Trojans coming up with big plays on defense when they needed it most. Corey Foreman with the interception.
Hey, man, did you expect
anything less? Williams. The University of Southern California improves to 10-1. Lincoln Riley, in his first year, beats his rival. And they clinch a berth of the Pac-12 championship as the two brilliant coaches embrace at the end of this game. Caleb Williams, he may have a date in New York in his future. Dorian Thompson-Robinson can't help but to release the tears. 48-45, the final. Bobby Haskins